Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Inside Line Racing at the Marina Bay Circuit in Singapore. This is the pretty much third/fourth race of ILR in Singapore. This is ILR4, the best tier, of course. And it's one of the night races of the season, the longest race of the calendar, which should be exciting and an interesting track for the tyres as well. I am Jess, one of your commentators today, and joining me, I'm pleased to say, with no crackle, he's got a brand new mic, it is Mr. Evil Dragon.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Floodlights of Singapore, which is a beautiful little circuit here. First hosted race in 2008. A long circuit, a lap time of at least about 140 plus. We're expecting the drivers to be flying around this circuit and around that time. We'll find out, of course. No rain expected, I believe, for this race, so we're looking for a potentially dry afternoon. Well, dry night time, as I say, and a circuit that seems drama, excitement, thrills and spills, and lots of accidents as well. We all remember last year, and well, actually just over a year ago now, 2017 start crash, which if you've been looking at the Inside Line Twitter, you may have noticed there's an alternative commentary for it with me, and cheeky plug there to Soup, and hopefully he gets the mic sorted out because it's broken.
Yeah, R.I.P. Soup's mic.
I did break it.
No, you didn't break it. I swear like people's mics broke. First it was yours, but we managed to get him. He's got the same mic as me now. He has a good taste, people. He has a good taste. Anyway, enough about mics. We got 15 minutes to go of qualifying. Chill Drive did win the race last week, so good job to him. It was a great race in the Tifosi favourite of Monza. And unfortunately, Tifosi didn't do too well in Monza. Both cars retired, so Carmen's retired on lap 2. I'm not going to say much about Nicolo because I don't want to have any bad luck on him because I really want him to get some points today. Hint, hint. And yeah, we've got 3 tyres. Another circuit, which is the Hypersofts, are being used. Not many circuits are used with the Hypersofts. Monaco has been one of them that was used for the Hypersoft. So a lot of street circuits has been used in the Hypersofts, which should be fun for the drivers. And the Hypersofts don't last very long, as I wonder how this is going to go. And no rain is forecast, so it's going to be dry all around because obviously Singapore is in Asia, so you can't really expect that. And at the moment, all 3 tyres used, with Cam Case saying the fastest lap at the moment with a 1:37. Possibly we could see people going to the 1:35s, 1:34s. So I haven't seen much time in practice at the moment, but these drivers are pretty quick. Let's just see how it goes.
Warlock currently up into P2 in the Sauber there. Impressive lap from him. Only 2 drivers currently have set a lap time. Sector 1's flying. That is Nicolo off into the wall. Well, that's not gone well for Nicolo again. But his teammate Cole is currently on the circuit right now. Hypersoft versus soft tyres, and now we've got the Red Bull going. Currently P1 there of Nils. 1:37.2 there, and the Red Bull driver. First time I've seen him here. Is he a new driver? I think he may be.
Yeah, I think he's reserve. Because Gab Pig...
Yeah.
Oh, no, wait. I will double check for you. I will double check at some point.
But Nicolo out of qualifying already, and it's not even just begun there. Verstappen currently P1 now in the Renault, a 1:36.1. So he's flying around the circuit now as he chucks it through turn 1, 2 and 3 then. We want to be careful here. It's a tricky little complex of corners. Second gear, pulled up the red. Nice and gently there. About 12,000, 13,000 RPMs. They chuck it through down towards the boulevard. A bit of lag there, unfortunately, for Verstappen. However, he's backed off his lap time, looks like that. Allows currently on a lap. Come all the way down in 5th. Expect him to come in the pit lane potentially if he needs it. He's going to go out for another lap then as well. His teammate Chill Drive is coming out of the pit lane down towards turn 1 and 2. So we'll see what he can do later on as well.
Yes, indeed. We're already seeing lap times going above the 1:35s at the moment. Mr. Sky, 1:35.8 on those Hypersofts. So Hypersofts definitely a common choice. Probably not the best tyre to set a lap on. Go on to the race. But we shall see. Because there's no super softs on this track. It's just the softs, the hyper softs and the ultra softs. So very gambling move. It just makes us a bit confusing, not gonna lie, but they're not gonna complicate the issue too much in the real life season because they've got 3 tyres. And
SFR Chopper, he's pulling off down the side of the circuit, letting a few drivers through that.
Yeah.
That's coming down just at the exit of the Addington Bridge area, so that's coming down towards the crossover point. I already got under the little bridge. So, it's getting out of the way of a few drivers. The Mercedes illuminating under the beautiful floodlights here around Singapore. I have to say, beautiful stuff to see drivers flying around a circuit like this. Like you said, no one-stop expected. Some of the drivers that I will expect to start on the soft tyres, the Hypersoft, will not last more than about 5-6 laps, so the drivers are going to be struggling up front. So we definitely could see a driver on the soft tyres leading this race in the early stint, especially who's got Warlock currently in P3, 137 dead. And that is a good lap there comparing to everyone else as well. Brandon, who's just a little bit slower and a little bit quicker as well, so good lap there from him. However, it's the top 2 who are currently over 1 and a bit seconds quicker. So the top 2 here, Jess, are absolutely flying.
yes, they are. Verstappen, well, it was his first race as a full-time driver last time about. Obviously, when you were around, he was a reserve driver for Red Bull. Now he's full-time driver for Renault. It's his second outing in the Renault car, and hopefully we can show a bit of consistency. We did see a bit of consistency last week. He is insanely quick. Like, he is definitely on a league of his own at the moment. If he would have joined at the beginning of the season, he definitely would have been a contender for the championship. But obviously he found about this league a bit later on than usual, so he's just there to have some fun and possibly make a name of himself. He actually...
Indeed.
I am just looking to see, because he actually won last week. Yes, he did. He won last week, Verstappen, after penalties, and he won. So he wasn't expecting that at all, but hopefully we could see him possibly get another win. I did speak to him last week. He did hope to get another win, but we'll find out. Jay Carty is setting a lap right now, I believe, just going through sector 1.
Yeah, got Ritson just behind him there. The McLaren driver still set to set a lap time as well. He's going a lot quicker so far than Jay Carty. He's just coming down to one of the brilliant little corners into the boulevard, and Carty gets right out of the way of the McLaren there. One of the drivers you expect to be challenged for the title this season. He's right up there at the top. His teammate Herboso, meanwhile, is having not the best season so far, but either way, it's a good standard for him as well. Now, we're currently coming through towards one of the most famous corners on this circuit, which was removed in 2013. It's the Singapore Sling. A quick little left-hander now. 4th gear, bring it down a little couple gears. Now, the new edition on the Addington Bridge, you go the other side of it now. 5th gear up to 6th, then down to 4th, into 2nd, into the left-hander. Want to be careful not to overshoot that corner, easy to do. Now, build up the revs, build up the speed, 170 miles an hour. Then, coming down into the corner, right. Build the speed up again. Want to be careful here. Easy to get too much power around this circuit. Now, down into the right, into the left, into another left, straight away after this then. Build up the power then. Taps the wall on the exit. It's not going to help him there. Under the bridge. Careful not to lock up. The wall's easy to bite it. Then back into another right-hander here. A lot of 9-degree corners. Then right. Then left again for the final time. For the triple left-hander then. Not the best lap for Redson, but let's see what he can do through the last corner. Build the speed currently. Looks like he's going to be in the top 6 then. Let's see where he goes. And it is an invalid lap time.
Yep, it is. So I don't know where he cut the corner there. I didn't really see it. So he doesn't have that much chances to set a lap, unfortunately. But like we said, he is a contender for the championship. So he really has to try and catch up Chill Drive, because anything can happen. As
he usually does.
As last week in Italy, Ritson actually was closing to Verstappen and it was P2. So, and then Chill Drive was 13th. Chill Drive did win. It was, Verstappen won, Ritson second, and then Chill Drive was 13th. So, Ritson did gain some points. He's around about, let me just check, 21 points separating between first and second. So, this will be interesting. And it is quite a close field between the midfield, so...
Yeah, Chill Drive struggling to get the car set around this course, Jess. Really, really loose front end. It's just seems not to be biting. You can see how much wheel movement he's got to go through the corner. He's losing the rear on the exit and actually taps the wall there, actually. So he's really struggling in the Hyperforce India car, of course. Or now the official Hype Racing Point car, I believe it's now called as well. So we're excited to see what the new entry in Formula 1 can do, of course. As well as we officially now say goodbye to the original team, good old Eddie John, made back in 1991. It's the first season. We are not going to see that since that season. Of course, the car is still there and the team is pretty much the same, but it is a new entry, of course. So rest in peace, the original Force India team. But long live the new driver in not Stroll and Sergio Perez. And such that they can do in this season, but not got my hopes up. And in comes Chill Drive. He really needs to get a lap down here, Jess. 5 minutes to go, a long circuit, almost 2 minutes sometimes, 1.5 minutes. So if he wants to get a lap, he needs to be coming out ASAP.
He does. He is cutting himself short, to be honest with you. So is about a couple of other people who haven't set a lap time. So they just got to be aware that they got to be on their out laps now. Coley and Robo Jeep, I believe, are out on track. I wonder if they're going to get any laps in at all. Any laps in at times. I'm on board with Robo Jeep at the moment. Looking not too bad at the moment. I thought Game Chat was broadcasting in my screen, but it wasn't. It's party only, so that's all good to see. Now, he's in 4th gear now and going through the, I think it's the Anderson Bridge now at the moment. And he is keeping the car fully planted on the circuit. 5th gear all the way up into 6th. He's on high ERS mode at the moment on 46, now 51%. There's a yellow flag in sector 2, that's probably not going to help him, but that's not preventing him from completing his lap. Now going through to the really tough left corner, now heading left again. As you can see, kind of like resembling the London Eye pretty much, but it isn't. It's a big wheel, Ferris wheel kind of thing, which is a good scenery for the drivers to drive on as they go. Now, about to head through the final corner. Is he going to improve on P14? Is he going to be a validated lap time? Yep. He goes P5. So, not a bad lap time for him.
Ultra soft. So, I forgot we had the ultra softs there. So, the Renault drivers now splitting the strategy hyper and ultra. So, skill clever of an absolutely stocking lap. Now, 136.0, but only 2 temps off of Mr. Sky there on the hypersofts. But you have to imagine, Jess, these guys on the ultra softs and even the soft sides, they have a huge chance of doing the undercut strategy here because those hyper softs, sorry, the overcut, because the hyper softs will go off extremely quickly.
They do. They just got to be aware what the best strategy is, and the ones on the hyper softs are cutting it a little bit fine. But the one that is closing up actually, who's on the ultra softs, who's on P2 at the moment, Skilo. So he's definitely in a good position at the moment to get pole, to do well in this Grand Prix, as he's not currently on a lap at the moment, but I've never seen a lap time that quick on those ultras, so I'm interested to see what happens there with him. He's another Renault driver, so both Renault drivers are shaping up to be very, very quick, as I think we've got Hypersoft and an Ultra Soft and a Hypersoft, 2 Hypersofts, and then the rest are Ultra Softs. So, and then we've got a few Hypersofts at the back, but again, they do get free choice of tyres, so they will get obviously.
It's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's either you want to go in the top 10 and have to start on, most likely it's going to be the Hypers or Ultras, or you want to start outside, risk it for the chocolate biscuit, start slightly lower down on the grid, however have free reign of tyres, and if you especially believe people around the circuit, there's likely to be a safety car at some point during this race. There's a high chance as well. It's a very hard circuit here. It's one of the hardest circuits on the calendar. Monaco, arguably one of the only hardest circuit, maybe Baku as well. These street circuits bring up a surprise, but this circuit very wide as well, so you got to wonder, turn 1 is going to be interesting. The exit of the pit lane leads right back, and we've seen especially last couple of years, Felipe Massa and Nico Hulkenberg in 2015, I believe, came together. And of course, that time brought a safety car. Very, very, very going to be awkward sometimes into turn 1 as well. We have to look, Chloe, especially if there is a collision or something. How are the drivers going to deal with it? We know how sometimes desync happens in this game. So we do hope no major disaster happens. but anything can happen. Meanwhile, Cam's having a bit of a lag spike there on our end.
He's on his out lap at the moment.
He's on his out lap at the moment. Ritson also on his out lap. 1 minute 30 to go then. So he's got to get on with it now. He's just going to get the 1 lap in, I believe. Then, yeah, 1 more lap he'll do after this. If he's bring his thing, chill drive.
Wow.
P1 on the ultra soft set at 1:35.7. So he's gone quickest in the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Force India then. Up to P1 then. So that's going to put some smiles then. But his teammate all the way down in 10th. Now, we're looking down towards Herberto. He's currently coming down towards the back of the circuit right now into the tricky little sections of turn 14 and 15, I believe that is. Really careful here. Really just looking at the runoff area here. There's barely anything. And he now comes down then into 17 and 18. Then tricky little corner under the bridge into 19. Build up the revs again down towards 20 and 21. The traffic above illuminating the circuit as well as they come through. Then the big wheel on the left. Through he comes into the last couple of corners. Let's see, where can Herberto go then? It's not going to be up there as high as we expected. It is P5 then, so good lap from him. What about his teammate though, who's currently on a lap as well? He's just coming through then, down towards the Nicole Highway then. So that's where he is flying through now. Sector 1 and 2, yellow flags flying. Someone's gone off there. Never mind that though. Let's keep concentrated on this McLaren. He needs to get up there in the top 2 if he wants to retain and completely salvage his championship right now. He's had bad luck in the last couple of races. He needs this just to keep the momentum up. This circuit is very likely to be a switchover point in the championship. We've seen it time and time again. Nelson has crossed the line at P8 for him. And we've got Joe and Rye racing, so they did not set a lap time even for them then, so they're going to be down the field. And Verstappen, P1. Sorry to interrupt you there, Jess. 1:35.3. But what can the McLaren do? Can anyone else improve around this circuit then? Looking at McLaren, let's see, a bit of a slide. That'll cost him a couple of thousands. Under the bridge, through he comes. Can Ritson get himself on that front row through the last corners? It's not looking good, Jess.
Nope, it's not. As track position, as a few people said in the chat, track position is very important. You've got to get a high position in order to make sure he gains it. And it's not. He's in P3 at the moment, so because it's important to start as high as you can get, because obviously turn 1 is very critical, and if you get it wrong, it's going to be hard to attack or defend going into turn 1. So Verstappen definitely on the good position.
P2, Jess. Sorry to interrupt you again there, but Mr. Sky now P2, so they're all jumping up. They've all chucked on the Hypersoft tyres, so Carthy and Chill Drive on the Ultra Soft lead. So that is very important for those guys. Who else on the lap? Skill time through the last corner. He's currently P6. Goes P1 then.
Wow.
1:35.2. Incredible lap from the Renault. So it's currently a Renault 1-2 then on a weekend that the Renault CEO is retired. Renault have got a 1-2 in Formula 1. Alberto in the pit lane has actually spun into the pit lane there. Looks like his lap is over.
Everyone's done.
Else on a lap. Yeah. So everyone has completed their lap then. And it is Skilco then. P1 from Verstappen and P2, Mr. Sky in P3 of Carthy in P4. Robo has retired the car. Field Drive in P5, Ritson and Herberto line in P6 and 7. So still a strong showing from the McLaren boys. Robo and Cole in P8 and 9. So Cole gets into the top 10 this season again. His teammate Lo Nicolo out of the qualifying session. Chopper in P10, so he will start there on the odd shot. Then the drivers, you can have 3 Tesla tyres. It's Nils and Ritz then in P11 and 12. It's waiting for Ritson to come round there. Well, there we go then. So with a official rundown then, just a brief moment there. But very, very shaky lap from Ritson in the end.
Yeah, I do believe this is Skylo's first race, if I'm mistaken. So that is a very good debut from the Renault driver to take his first pole in ILR. And he does that in superb fashion. 86 thousandths. Isn't that very, very close? I've never seen it that close in a while in Singapore, I've got to say. But Verstappen in P2. So we got a Renault 1-2. Never seen that in a while either. Mr. Sky in P3. Jay Carty 4th. Then Chill Drive. Ritson, Huberto. The 3 of the championship contenders. This is going to be interesting to see who gets off the line the quickest then. Robo Jeep in 8th. Carmez in 9th. Chopper rounds up your top 10, and we've got Niels, Rich, Ryan, Berry, Warlock, and then the standings have just gone crazy. So I couldn't really see the rest of the field. But wow, the Renault boys have definitely set the bar high, and they can close up to the McLarens and the constructors if they're not careful. Because they're the ones, I think the McLaren are the people who are leading the championship. And I think the one who is running on the Renault tonight is a reserve driver. He's not a new driver, he is a reserve driver. So, because Trench can't
expect the unexpected, but just look at this front grid. We've got Renaults, McLarens, Saubers all up the front. The cars which in the season are the slowest in the background. You can see the stage having a bit of a weird thing in the background on my end, but nice illuminated night sky. No, a few clouds above, but doesn't look like much chance of rain. We'll confirm that in a brief moment. The safety car's really not having a good day in the background on my end here, guys. It's very angry. It's very angry. It's like an angry hornet. He wants to get us. There we go then, on the grid then. Formation lap expected to begin now then. So the Renaults will lead them away then. 1 and 2, the 15 and the 28 then. These are William and Hax. Then comes the first of the Force Indians and then the McLaren boys. So, who are we going to see then down to turn number 1 then? It's a short run, one of the shortest runs in the season. Only a couple of, well, just under 100 metres I think. It's really short. They're going to be on the power for a little time, so expect the Renaults to cover each other off. Especially what's up for the fast starting Williams of Mr. Skies. You've seen him make some absolutely brilliant starts this season as well. Force India as well. What's out for him and the McLarens. Always looking good. Could say, Herberto right up there with his teammates so far. He's struggled in the last couple of races to match his teammate, but now starting to show around the street circuit in Singapore. He is really going to go for it. But down the field, we've got the likes of Carl and Chopper expecting to see those two have a nice battle. Someone goes off in the background. One of these Saubers there. It might be Ryan going off that. Yes, it is. Looking down at the back of the field, Rye Racer expect him to come through this field as well, Jess, and especially Joe as well. So the back two on this grid starting on the soft tyres. Everyone really balancing what they want to do in terms of tyres, of course, outside the top 10 as well.
Yes, definitely mix of strategies here today as a mixture of 1-stop and 2-stop potentially if they get this right. Hypersofts,
yeah.
It is around about 31 laps, so Hypersofts will be pitting quite early and then they'll probably have to make another stop as well, unless they can make the soft tyres work to their advantage.
If they can stretch the the Hypersofts out to around about lap 7 or 8, I expect they should be able to chuck on the softest compound with the soft tyres and go to the end of the race. Drivers on the Ultrasofts likely to go Ultrasoft to soft pitting around about lap 14, I'll imagine, about midway through this race, if they can manage the tyres, maybe a little bit earlier, about lap 12. But the leaders all coming through the last corner then to form on the grid. Not used to seeing a drivers form on the grid. I'm used to a rolling start, but let's get ready to rumble then. As we have 31 laps of Singapore ahead of us. 19 drivers, we're missing one, but we're going to see what's going to happen then. Gill on the right, Verstappen on the left of the grid, of course on the left of our screen, on the right of your screen as well. Waiting for the last couple of cars to line up on the grid then. Joe bringing up the rear then in the Mercedes, but who is it going to be in Singapore then? We're waiting for the 5 lights to come on in a brief moment, and there they are. 1 light, 2 light, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and we are go. We're underway then. Lights are on for a good start immediately from the Renaults, but it's a brilliant start from Mr. Sky. He's going for turn 1. We've got cars off in the background. One of the McLarens off the road. Everyone bouncing up. We're going to see it cleanly through this time. Yes, we are. But good start from Verstappen. He managed to cover off there of Sky. Now Carfield already up into P3. So Carfield makes a good start. Car in the wall there in the background there as they're all flying through down Raphael Boulevard for the first time. Are they going to get through clean? Yes, they are then. One of the Williams up the inside of the Haas just covers him off there, runs a bit wide, gets away with it, and Joe out of the session and Ryan out of the session. We've got carnage at the back of the field. We've got 2 cars in the wall heavily there.
Yeah, not the best start for Ryan and Joe. It ended really before it begun, so unfortunately they are out. But Skio and the 2 Renaults got a perfect start there. Jay Carsey also gained a few positions as well, so looking good for those two. Battling's already happening in lap one. Absolutely crazy. I got to say, Ritson all over the back of Chill Drive. Obviously, the two championship contenders. How this is going to turn out, I don't know. It's got to rely on slipstream at the moment. The Williams of Mr. Sky closing in onto Jay Carty as well. But right now, Ritson has a much better chance than anyone to try and catch up as well. Coley not that far behind for Nicolo, back as well. Oh, the Williams is trying to fight with Chill Drive. He's trying to defend off Chill Drive as he stays P4 for now. Ritson, he's got to do all he can.
Cole, by the way, all the way up in P7, Jess. Look, Cole made a brilliant start. Ryan's out Sesson. He's let. He is absolutely living. A bit wide there from Chill Drive here. This is an opportunity for Ritson if he wants to try it. Rover off the road mirror down the background there. So the Toro Rosso having a bad day already, but so far it is a Renault 1-2 there with Skilo already opened the gap to Rover a second. I expect him to be put up a tier immediately, but a good start from the top two. Carthy though, a good start, jumped P4 with Mr. Sky now, as you can see more battling. That's Nilso going down the field as well, so he's having a problem. Looks like he's chopped a bit of a strong wing. He's battling there with the Williams of Ritz now as they come down Raphael Boulevard then for the second time. The Ferrari just sitting behind him as well of Nicolo. Around the outside goes Nilso, and let's see, can the Ferrari try and come through? Let's God hope he can and not make a mistake and end up in a wall again. We'll cut back to it in a brief moment, but the drivers up front, we still got them all together. Sky, Chill Drive and Redson very close together. Expect them to push each other to the limit now. Let's find out, though, from the top two. I'm going to say, Hypersoft tyres, they're going to be running out as well, pretty correctly. So, really, Chill Drive, Mr. Sky has really cost himself here. He really needed to be ahead of Carthy right now.
Yes, I think he played the strategy wrong there, in my opinion, starting on those Hypersofts, and he did have a really bad start as well. The Hypersofts, if you do qualify on them, he has to take a little bit of a gamble really, as Chill Drive is already on the back of Mr. Sky, so I think Chill Drive seems to be struggling on pace already on those Hypersofts, so not the best for him, and he's got to make sure that he tries to conserve his tyres if he wants to go.
In comes the Renault.
Yep.
Renault's lost his front wing, Jess.
Front
right end plate's gone on there. So in comes Verstappen then, so that's not good for him. Meanwhile, look at Chill Drive, he's going to have DRS now. DRS enabled on this lap, so he's going to go straight for it then. The Force India is quick, the Williams is quick as well. Equal cars, remember, all these drivers are running equal. Is Mr. Sky close enough to Carthy to get a toe? But let's find out. A little bit wide there, and he has got DRS. That's going to help him a lot here. I have to say, though, down the straight there you go. Is anyone close enough to make any desperate move? I don't think anyone's close enough. Chopper in the background has a look at Herberto, but backs off a bit there. So he fails off that attempt this time around. Lap 3 at 31, and so far, it's one runner up the front, one runner down the back. He's gone on the soft tyre, so he's going to the end of this race.
Yes, he's going to do all he can, because don't forget, he did win last week, and he really wants to get that win, and he is just on a win of his own. Yeah, Chill Drive getting that penalty. I didn't see what happened to the Force India driver. Maybe he got cut up the corner a little bit there. He's
got to look out here, Jess, because look behind. Renson's having a look up the inside. Thinks of it there. That's an audacious opportunity then. Things better roll it that time around, because it's only going to end up in the wall. Let's find out though. Down they come then, under the Emirates sign, round in front of the hotel on the right. A gigantic course you often see. Under the bridge they go, under the grandstand. Then down towards the old marina section then. One of the circuits only constructed in 2007. It was Swampland before this, and now it's a beautiful racing circuit with a absolutely packed grandstand there of about 150,000 fans. Here we go then. Ritson pulls to the inside. Is he going to have a look up the inside? Lay it on the brakes. Down the inside he goes. Down the brakes. Collects almost the Force India, who runs wide. Now surely they'll have to give the position back.
Yeah, he was forced a little bit wide there, which doesn't help matters. So maybe if he doesn't get forced back, there might be a student inquiry.
Let's see, he's going to come straight back at him though. Look at behind the Ferrari here of Cole.
Wow.
Haven't seen him this season. He is really going for it here. He's right up his chuff right now. He's actually trying to pressurize Ritson now. So Williams, Force India, McLaren, Ferrari, McLaren all in the same camera shield. Then the Mercedes up the inside. There's contact. And in the wall goes Rober in the background. Something's gone horribly wrong. The Ferrari around the outside here, and Chill Drives lost 2 places in the space of, what, 100 yards? Absolutely fantastic there. Robo's gone heavily into the horn in the background there.
Yeah. So we have a Toro Rosso, a Sauber, and a Mercedes now out of this race. Robo has had a fair share of retirements this season, unfortunately, but hopefully he can recover next race. But Carmes, he is on a flyer at the moment. He's gained quite a few positions already, and he's possibly going to gain another one from Ritson. Now, I'm trying to see how many positions he's gained this race. He's gained 4, which is very good, and his teammate Nicolo has gained 5. So both the Ferrari drivers having a very good race so far. I'm not going to say too much now. Carmes is going to try and catch up to Ritson as much as he can. Already,
Childrive's got damaged, Jess. Sorry to interrupt you. Childrive's going to have to pit, I think. He's lost the front left end plate. Yeah, he's coming in straight away then. So he's battled out with someone else in the pit lane as well. Who's that in the pit? So the Williams there as well, and Mr. Sky. So potential issue there. Look very close. I think actually the reason what happened there is Childrive tapped the wall coming out of the third corner. Fifth corner is the Mercedes. Gets a tank slapper there down the straight. Lucky to catch it. And now the McLaren of Ritson is going to be under pressure from Carl if he can catch Alberto. And Chopper still closing together. Chopper closing right up there in the Mercedes. He thinks of diving, no, backs off of it there. Doesn't want to be too audacious there and try and make a rash move. But so far, leader's really catching that. Leader's in trouble. We mentioned how the Hypersofts are going off. And look, the leader's in real trouble now. Because all of a sudden, Carthy has found himself within a couple of attempts of the leader in a space of what? 4 or 5 corners. This is absolutely incredible. These Hypersoft tyres are going off quicker than I expected. I did say if they can stretch it beyond that 5 would be impressive, but they're going off far too quickly right now. And look, he's the only one on the Hyper, so he's coming in this lap, I'd imagine, Jess.
Yep, he's got to, otherwise he is going to struggle, and he's probably going to have Jay Carty on the back of him in the next couple of corners anyway. So Skio taking a chance. Usually starting on pole is a good thing, but he could lose a lot of positions if he's not that careful. But Jay Carty on the best position right now on the Ultrasoft, and has the potential to take the lead of this Grand Prix. Like I said earlier, Singapore is awful.
In comes the leader then, so he's bowed out of it then, just like we thought he might then. So he's going to go 5 laps then, meaning Carthy now leads Ritson, Cole in P3, Herberto P4, Chopper in P5. Then comes Warlock, Skilo in the pit. That's going to promote Nelson up to P7. Rich, who's kind of come through up the inside into turn 1 then. Side by side to the Williams driver then, up the inside into turn 1, laying on the brakes. But the Red Bull's going to keep around the outside though, but I think Duty Calls and the Ultrasoft tyres easily a bit more competitive than those soft tyres there now then. But now up front, Carthy's got a clean track, and now can he open that gap? Lap 13 to 14 we expect him to come in. So he's now just got to do his business and open the gap as much as he can. Skilo, meanwhile, is behind his teammate Verstappen. So Verstappen has done the undercut then by accident with that damage on the front wing. So he's managed to do the undercut. So that really shows us that Lowe's Hypersoft really went off the cliff. Yellow flags, and that's Rye Racer off into the wall. We got that is down towards that the Allington Bridge. I think that's that rough area. No, it's a bit before that. Just Singapore, before even the Singapore Sling. So he's gone really odd there. So he must have been collected or tapped something, can get to penalty, and that might be the answer of why.
Y Racer's front wing looks absolutely damaged in that accident. No downforce at all. I can see in the helicopter shots as well. So into the pits, Y Racer goes pretty soon then. As Carmed.
Verstappen here is, sorry to interrupt you again, Jess, but not Verstappen. Mr. Sky really trying to get past Skilo then. So he's pitted for the Ultrasoft tyre, so he's going for an audacious 2-stop strategy, it looks like then. He's already pitted as well. She'll drive a 3-second time penalty. He's now got 6 as Carl gets overtaken by Herberto then down towards turn number 1. Meanwhile, though, it's looking. I'm expecting to see here a potential overtake there. He's got a car in the pits, and that is now Nils coming in the pit lane as well. He gets a penalty there for speeding in the pit lane as well, unfortunate for him. Mr. Sky closing up on Skillo here, so expect this to be an opportunity. Laying on the brakes, almost goes, he does go off the circuit there, so he's braving on the brakes. A little bit too brave, but he really wants to get past that Renault. very quickly if he wants this race to work, because he needs to pull the gap as well. Carl having a bit of a battle here with the Sauber, who goes into the side pod and almost spinning off into the wall there. And he is not happy. What are you doing? He says, get out of the way. I'm going for fourth. And he wants the fourth. He needs the fourth. He's trying, and now Carl's got a train of 3-4 cars potentially growing up behind him. And already got the Sauber and the Mercedes just sitting there wanting to come through. Look at Herberto now trying to catch his teammate up front. So Herberto's got some serious pace, blistering pace now. Running wide goes Carl. Warlock wants to be very, very cautious here. This is almost a snail circuit, but he wants to look back and see. He's got a Mercedes right behind him. A little bit further back now. He's starting to drop back a tiny bit, but Carl looks like he's struggling on the Ultrasofts now. So the tyres are going off around Singapore, and all of a sudden, Warlock looks like he's in a great position.
Yes, he is. He is in 5th place, and I'm just going to check what tyre he actually started the race on, and that is the soft. So, yes, you're right, Mr. Evil Dragon. He is on a position to attack, and he's not that far behind Adsorf and Carmed as well. So he's going to play into action, and he's probably going to go on a set of ultras to last for the end of the race at some point.
Yeah.
Don't forget the softs do last for quite a long time. Skylo's gained a position from Mr. Sky there, so he's up into 11th place.
Going to see an overtake here, just to come over here. Let's see. Down the inside goes Warlock. Late on the brakes. Has he got the car stop?
Ooh.
Yes, he has. Down the inside he goes. Squeezes the Ferrari off the road there. Now, I'm afraid that might have to be looked at. That squeeze a bit wide, but good opportunistic driving then from the Sauber driver showing up his more senior team. And now look at the Mercedes trying to have in the action as well. A chopper. So he's trying to chop up a few positions as well and trying to get through. But Warlock living up to his name and rather vicious attack and murdering Carl. That gets past brilliantly. And now looking here at Chopper, who now wants to try and get past the Ferrari driver, who's going very slowly already, starting to drop a huge amount of time to the Sauber.
Yes, Chopper is around about 4 seconds. Oh, he's banged the wall a little bit. That's not going to help him whatsoever. They're trying to catch up to Carl Mez. He's hit the wall again.
Hitting the wall twice there. And now let's see. We're waiting to see what the leads are going to do right now. They're going to go on, believe, another 6-7 laps. Herberto's catching his teammate right now, a little bit by little bit. About 9/10 of a second right now it is currently situated. So he's closing, and round goes the Mercedes into the wall. Is he going to hit it? Yes, he does hit the wall.
Oh.
Round goes Chopper, lost the rear, too much power, runs straight to the scene of the accident. Now he's doing pirouettes through 360 degrees and hits the wall. Gets the car back going, and those tyres are now surely going to be dead into the wall again, and those tyres are completely gone. And that is going to be a long afternoon. He's out of the race. He's absolutely livid. He's completely chucked the controller out of the window or whatever he's on. He is going to be absolutely furious. And by the body language that he's left the session, I think he's going to have some explaining to do to his Mercedes team.
Yes. Didn't quite see what happened, unfortunately, to cause that crash, but obviously we did see a lot of trips to the wall as he was trying to overtake, so that's probably what the cause of it is right now. So yeah,
just too much power just on the exit of the corner, gone on the curb, rear end stepped out. We saw on those ultra soft tyres, and especially on the hypers and ultras, these tyres overheat extremely quickly, especially following another car. Dirty air is horrible around this circuit, and once those tyres, especially with this new in-game the new tyre carcass model, especially if you overheat the rears, they do not cool back down, and that is why we saw him spinning around. Couldn't get it back together. We put the power in a little bit, straight back into the wall, and well, we saw the result. Absolutely gut-wrenching for the Mercedes driver. He was on for a potential 5th position in this race. That's now gone to nothing, and now we're looking at the two McLarens, who are now 5 tenths separated from each other. Places for 2nd and 3rd. 21 laps to go. And
Carl Mez has just gone into the pits in the Ferrari, having a good race so far.
Soft tyres.
As I think, let me just see where he's on for a set of soft, which is gonna last to the end of the race by the sound of things. Pitting on lap 10, one of the first ultra soft runners.
Mr. Sky, to interrupt you, Jack, went down the inside there. He's got a penalty there. Went down the inside of a step and ran off the road there. Very, very brave stuff there. We're almost crossing the back of Cam now, who has not pitted, if I'm not mistaken, there, so Nils gets a penalty as well. We're just kind of looking here, because now we got all of a sudden a little Warlock here. He's hunting down these McLarens now, so the soft tyres are really coming to life around this circuit. We have to expect, though, that Verstappen and Skill are still right up there, but look, they're stuck in traffic, they're stuck behind everyone right now, and this is not what they wanted. That's Nicolo, who's come out the pits right ahead of these guys right now. Sorry, he hasn't pitted, actually, so he's kind of holding this train up.
Yep, he is. He's just got to be aware and careful, to be honest, if he, because overtaking in Singapore is very difficult around this tight circuit, as they can't afford to go two riders. There we go.
It's going to come around the outside. Let's see, around the outside on the brakes. Late breakers. Ferrari's not going to give up. Squeezes him right out to the wall, but now Williams is still there. Brilliant from Mr. Sky. Can he put it off around the outside into the next corner? Ferrari's still trying. Bit of contact there. Bit of front wing goes flying. Sideways goes the Ferrari. But through now goes Mr. Sky. Audacious and brilliant move there. Now, let's see. Cam's going to try and get through as Richardson comes into the pit lane. And so he thought the tyres might start going off. And now, up to P3 now for Waller. Now, the Ferrari's surely going to have to think about what he's doing now. He's now got Cam and Verstappen and also the other driver of skill then. So both the Renaults and the Force India wanting a piece of the pie. Now, let's see if the pie is going to be a good pie or is it going to be a mouldy pie. We're going to find out. Let's see. Richardson now comes out the pit lane. He's going to be very close. He's actually going to get overtaken by Coleman here. So, brilliant undercut from Coleman. He puts himself now ahead of Richardson in this motor race. He's going to come out comfortably ahead of the nearest driver, and that is a long way back. There's another penalty there for She'll drive up the inside, gives Verstappen late on the brakes. He gets through past Cam there, late on the brakes. Easy do that. Actually doesn't do it in the end. Actually backs off it. So Cam, very good traction on the exit of the Nicole Boulevard area there. So Nicole Street, very easy to oversteer as well. As we're now going down the hill towards Singapore Sling. You can see Skill in the background. He's kind of in a situation where he's overheating his tyres. He wants to kind of drop back here, but he wants to be close enough to capitalise on any mistake that could happen.
Yeah, he has
the old
dropped
Monaco
two
problem here, Jess.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the old Monaco issue. So they're all just stuck here. I expect to see Cam getting pressurised here by the Renault in a moment, because the Renault newer tyres right now. Only Mr. Sky is so far the leader of these drivers who have yet to pit. So Mr. Sky leading this race on Attica here. Carthy in the pit lane as well. So Verstappen stuck behind the Force India, stuck behind the Ferrari, the Renault. Really getting held up right now. We expect to see these drivers not pitting for a long time. Carthy, soft tyres, expecting that then. The really Warlock now leads this race from Herberto. He's staying out on those ultra softs. So rather brave stuff there from Herberto. Expected him to pit a little bit earlier then. So he's the only driver on the ultra softs to currently be in the top field. Mr. Sky on the ultra softs where he's already pitted. So interesting strategy here. So expecting Mr. Sky is going to come in again. Sector 3 yellows, and that's Curry in the wall.
Yeah.
Now where's that gone off then?
I will check. Let's just follow right Chopper a minute just so I can see.
Where's he gone? Is it down the Allington Bridge?
I won't be surprised if it is.
So that's Warlock coming through and overtaking us. We don't exactly see where it is, but wherever it is, that is really unfortunate. Wherever he's gone off there, so that is his race over. Now down to 14 runners in this race, technically, because Chopper is out of the race. Look at the train of cars, and Nicola is rather got the trolley train right now. Now, good to see Nicola in the points, but I feel he's actually holding everyone. And look, Skill's got past his teammate Verstappen here, so the two Renaults are battling at it down the straight now. So now we've got a battle here between the two Renaults. So this is really holding them up, and now we've got the Haas now coming out. So that is that Carthy coming through. So Carthy now trying to come back into this race as well. So all of a sudden, because of Nicolo, we've got the top guys, 6, 7, 8, all stuck with each other, and they're all holding each other up right now. This is incredible to see. Nicolo and Cam are really doing the job for Mr. Sky right now, who we believe still has to pit for another set of tyres. As it's Roberto in the pit lane now from the second position, the re-rolling position now. Cam now trying to get pressurised around the outside. He's attempting Verstappen. Won't do it there, so on side. He's not too optimistic on the brakes battery round. But this is brilliant, Jess.
Fantastic racing from these guys in the midfield, especially around Singapore. Don't see it that often, but the Renault drivers are still in the battle for this race. They're not giving up on those soft tyres.
Let's see. Gonna have a look through Boulevard, then Raphael Boulevard. Down the inside goes the Renault. Down the inside goes the Haas. Having a look, they're all battling through. One overtake there, and now we're gonna see another overtake. Down the inside goes Carthy. That's a bit of a bold and weird move there. Tries up the inside, can't do it. But now, all of a sudden, Verstappen gets past. Cam, that's what he needs to do. Skill now has to try and look forward, but also look back as now the really fast attacking Carthy here. He's just joined this battle. Skill tyres are going to be overheated right now. They're going to be hot and flustered, so expect to see some attempt to an overtake here as they're all getting stuck. There's contact as well, so Carthy into the back of Skill right now, so they're all getting rather a little bit personal right now.
Yeah, I don't know why they were getting a bit too personal, but we got Chill Drive on the back of J-Cars. It'll be interesting to see what happens here coming up as well. But we got
up into the wall, he goes wide, and that's a punt there, I'm afraid to say. Skill right into the back, and now Carthy around the outside, the Force India trying around the outside, more contact. Cam's lost chopped his front wing, he collided with his teammate, round goes the both of the Force Indias, and well, I have to say that is the last thing Vito Malia wanted for his Force India team, and it's happened as well. Cam has got damage, Chill Drive's down the order of damage as well, and that is an absolute disaster for the Force India drivers. Now drops them both behind the McLarens as well.
Just remind me of Perez and Ocon in Belgium at one point. Hopefully they don't turn them to be like that, but they are nicer drivers than obviously them too, so
Verstappen here on Nicolo down Raphael Boulevard. We're going to see an overtake here. Nicolo's going to go defensive here. He's going to force the Renault the long way around. He's going to try around the outside. Then on the brakes with the Ferrari still there. Cuts him off on the exit. And Verstappen getting frustrated right now. And the other Renault back with him. So Renault fight version 2 then. Verstappen gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Now has a look around the outside into the Singapore sling. Let's see, has he done him? Yes, he has. Round the outside, and Nicolo struggling on those tyres. Now he's been on them 14 and a bit laps. So has the leader, but Nicolo starting to struggle now, starting to show signs of a little bit of weakness now. And let's see if his teammate Skill's going to come through then. Let's see, he's going to go left or is he going to go right? He's going to think about it, but can't do it yet. Has to sit back, and now Carthy back with him. So again, these two very close battling here. And you just see in this last sector, no real opportunity to get through. They're all just stuck behind each other. Very, very little opportunity, unless you've got a brilliant exit into this area here. But Jess, you've got to look at Nicolo here and wonder, he's really compromising everyone else's race right now.
Yep, he is. Those soft tyres do last for quite a long time, but if he slowed down that much, that could cause a few issues, but
bad exit here from Skill, and now let's see, up the inside, Carter's going to do then on the brakes, actually got the position through then, up the inside, but the Renault that forced one, that's a penalty, that's a, sure that has to be taken away there, that was nothing he could do that,
no.
With even out of contact, so I think that'll be taken away. Carfilo attacking as Cole gets a penalty down the field, so yeah, just a couple of positions behind, he's in this battle as well, so you can really see actually, the Ferrari doing what Ferrari does well. Now on the outside goes the Renault, still can't do it. Now Carthy now in the bad position, he's on the outside, he can't do anything, and now all of a sudden, look at Cole here, he's come through. So Cole here really on the back of these drivers, and Nicolo's done the duty for the team right now, and now he's going to get swamped up the inside. That'd be brave. Contact, round he goes, round goes one, collects his teammate there as well, and now all of a sudden Roberto through. This is brilliant. I've got 4, 5, 6 cars all together in a space of what? A few hundred centimetres.
All just changing like a minute. It's absolutely crazy, and it's all playing in the hands of Nicolo in the number 99 car.
Carthy around the outside. Can he do it? No. Nicolo covers him off again. Nicolo here doing an absolutely brilliant job. Look at Verstappen pulling away from this, guys. So Nicolo, surely when he's going to come in around about lap 20, I'd imagine. These tyres go for a long time on the inside. That's brave. Is he going to get through there on the outside? No, can't do it. Squeezes him into the wall there goes Nicolo. He is not having anything there. He is going for the chocolate biscuit, and he wants the biscuit. And now Carthy and Skill battling again together. And Herberto and Cole now with him, as well as Ritson. So we've got a four-way scrap for 5th and 4th position. And this is only going to end one way or another. It's going to be good or it's going to be bad. Let's hope it's good. Well,
one interesting thing, according to the order as well, Warlock is 18.5 seconds clear of Mr. Sky right now. So he's in a... You did say Warlock was in a good position earlier on those ultra softs.
Nicolo's under pressure here, Jess. Sorry to cover over you there. Carthy now going to take the position as he got through this time. Yes, Carthy now up into 4th. Finally gets a position. Now the Renner there as Skill wants to come through. As now the train continues. Yeah, back to you, Lo.
Yes, Miss Warlock's definitely in a prime position to possibly win this race as the gap, 18.5 seconds, could possibly gain a podium here. Nicolo's lost another position from Skylo.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4 off the road. He's got car in the wall, and that is Chill Drive into the wall. He's hit the wall. He chopped the front wing off there. I think he has again. Yes, he has. The front wing damaged again. More contact. That's Cole getting involved in contact. Even more contact. That is an absolute cluster of drivers here. And that is the McLaren. Oh no! Into the wall goes his teammate. Richard is out of the Singapore Grand Prix in contact with his teammate. And that is the last thing the McLaren drivers wanted, to have contact, and the championship's going up in smoke now. With 6 rounds to go, Richard involved in a horrible accident there with his teammates. And well, what can you say there? That was the lag bubble, unfortunately, into the wall and out of the race.
That is not going to help, but Chillbot Drive must be feeling a sigh of relief right now as his lead is possibly going to be potentially still there.
Well, you say that, Lo. He's going to drop down outside the top 10. But yeah, P1 so far, leading by 18 seconds. Mr. Sky is surely going to have to pit again. He is not going to make it till the end of this race. So Warlock, when he pits, theoretically will still come out in the lead of this race, because I highly doubt Mr. Sky can go to the end of this race. I highly doubt it. So Warlock on an absolutely brilliant strategy right now. He's overcutting absolutely everyone as they've been battling.
I think what Warlock's been doing that others have not he's been managing his soft tyres perfectly. He's been conserving them, trying to stay out of trouble, and he's running his own race right now. He's already pulling a gap.
Nicolo gets out of the way of his teammate, meanwhile, Jess, there. Sorry to interrupt you. So teammate switching positions there. So team orders between the Ferrari drivers, rightly so. Nicolo hasn't yet stopped, so now he's going to be ahead of Cam. So expect those drivers to drop back down the order, but Chill Drive there, unfortunate, was involved in that incident as well. He got caught up in it, but that's a real shame for Ritson, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a shame for his championship hopes, as the McLaren drivers were involved in so many battles. More battles to come from these drivers as we head towards, we're already on the halfway stage of this Grand Prix, and Warlock's leading with Mr. Sky in second. Verstappen recovering in 3rd place, with Jay Carty having a good race as well in the Haas in 4th place as well. So Jay Carty and Carmeds are looking like they're gonna see those soft tyres to the end of this race. Everyone else will probably start to pit, and Nicolo is going into the pits, I believe, for a fresh test of Ultra Softs.
Ultra Softs. Yeah, this is the Ultra Soft tyres. Surely, yeah, Ultra Soft's going on then. So that's going to be a little bit. That's a 5-second stop-go penalty he's got as well onto that. So now they get work on the Ferrari. It's good to see the stop-go penalties working well here.
Here we go.
Cam yet to pit as well, so he's on the side. Expect him to come in the pit soon. Well, he's going to be in now, because there goes the front end plate. So I mentioned it. Into the wall he goes, and off goes the front left end plate. So surely now he is going to come in, and now up front we've got the leader. We got him. Yeah, who's out of that race now? That's Nils out of the race. So where's he gone off? Sector 1. And no, a safety car then. So let's see if we can spot where he's gone off. And it's the exit of turn. That's down Raphael Boulevard, it looks like. He's a bit of debris down there. So that is seriously unfortunate. It's a bad place to go off as well. Warlock's carrying on, Boulevard. It's about a 20-second pit stop, so he's going to come out in the lead of this race, I think.
Yeah,
potentially.
He is the dark horse of this race so far. He is. We haven't been following too much because he's running his own race and doing very well, and he's trying to stay out of the lap cars as well. So he is showing
Sorry,
evil.
Yeah, just our update, by the way. If he didn't go off, I thought he saw some debris. Actually, he's just retired the car naturally there, so he hasn't gone in the wall. He's just retired the car. We just saw him there cruising down the down Raphael Boulevard. So
Mr.
that's
Sky
where he is.
in the
Mr.
pits.
Sky in the pits. So 2 stop then. Has he got some damage on the Williams there? I think
No, he didn't.
Coming out of the pits.
That was a quick stop. So he'll probably come out in around about P9 or something, or 8. So he'll probably be behind.
He's going to be ahead of his teammate.
Yeah.
So that's good. So team order will be rolling there. They'll go to the end of the race. In comes Chill Drive as well. That's a new front wing there for the Force India. And that, I have to say, has gone from bad to worse. Sorry, actually, that was Cam coming at the pit then. My apologies there, Chill Drive. But the Force India have gone from bad to worse. Chill Drive just set the fastest lap out of this race on the ultra soft tyre. So he's going for it. Next car to him is a long way ahead though, 14 seconds. So I doubt he's going to catch them anytime soon. Mr. Sky likely to pit though, so we'll find out soon. Actually,
Mr. Sky has pitted.
Yeah, he has just pitted actually. Yeah, so he's bad out of it. So now Warlock is leading this race by 26 seconds. So he can come in now if he wants, and I expect he will stay on. No, he's going to come in now. Yes, he is going to listen to me. Comes in now then. Ultra soft tyres then until the end of this race. Gets it slowed right down to the speed limit. Verstappen's too far back. Carthy as well. So this has worked out beautifully for the race leader.
Is Warlock watching the stream, Evil?
He might be.
He might be. So if you're watching the stream, hello. And anyone else that's watching the stream as well, hope you're enjoying it. Give that little like button and comment in the chat who you think is going to win the race. We will be checking the chat, of course, and I see a few of you getting involved as per always because we like the beautiful interaction that we get at the moment. We will look at the penalties at the moment.
Seven whole drivers out of this race. Someone's gone off down the one of the straights there. There's debris on the left, so something's going on down there. I don't know if that's the
that was
from the
probably
collision with Ritson still, and all that's just sitting down there. But some debris there. Luckily, not on the racing line, so no chances of punctures. That's very fortunate for the drivers. But Warlock has come out just ahead of Verstappen, and we expect him to open that gap a little bit now. But he wants to be careful. He wants to be cautious. He wants to get these tyres to the end. 12 laps he needs to do on these tyres. Possible, yes, but he really needs to conserve them now.
But don't forget, Rye Racers has been on those tyres for 13 laps and not stopping at the moment. So it is doable. It's not impossible for Warlock now, but he still has Verstappen going on. But Verstappen, I think, will need to pit again for another set of ultras, I think, by the looks of things, because I don't think those softs are going to last for a while.
Oh, and off goes Skill. He's locked up. He's gone straight on into the wall, and that's on the exit of the Allington Bridge. And he's locked up, gone straight on. Front wing goes off there, so he's going to come in the pit. So disaster for the new driver then. Disaster for the pole man, and he is surely going to be gutted there. Still potentially, he's gone straight into the wall again, Jess. So front of ring is flown off. He's lost the entire end play, and that's going to be extremely difficult to get the car through the corners now.
Yeah, but it's, oh my word, he's lost his front wing now.
Front wing goes.
And
into the wall and out of the race. Out he goes then, still into the wall, and I have to say, turned in a bit too early. They were expecting the car to turn less, and it didn't. Turn more and into the wall, and luckily no safety car. I'm surprised there isn't a safety car here in Singapore, but he's very fortunate. Look at the leader now, opening the gap.
Yeah, and it's now up to Skilio's reserve driver. It's up to his teammate Verstappen to bring it home for the Renault team. He's 3.7 seconds down the road.
Mr. Sky, meanwhile, is going to try and pass Coleman. That's for 5th and 6th position. Down the inside goes Mr. Sky. Can he do it on the brakes? Yeah, the Ferrari's still there, though. So, I'm going to say the Ferrari doing a good job. Gets forced off the road. He's going to come back up the inside, steamrolling through. And in fact, there unfortunately gets cut off there. I think a bit front wing flying off there from the Ferrari. So, Mr. Sky giving absolutely no opportunity there from the Ferrari to come through and force his car rather into the wall nearly there. Yeah. Unnecessary, let's say. maybe expecting Y-Race to come in. I've got to say, Nicola might get some points here. I'm not going to put my word on
Don't
it,
jinx it, Evil. I've known to jinx him in the last few races and he didn't get a point, so don't.
If someone else goes off, he's in an opportunity. He's only in 11th and no drivers behind him, so he could just cruise it and hope something else happens ahead of him and he'll get points.
Yep, he is running a very good race at the moment right now, to be honest with you. He's keeping out of trouble. As long as he doesn't bottle it, he's fine. So
Leader's really flying. Look at that there. Warlock, it's about 137. He's 2.5 seconds quicker than Verstappen right now. Nils has left the session there, so he's bailed out of the finally as well. So far the order is Warlock, Verstappen, Carthy, Herberto, Mr. Sky, Cole, Rex, Chill Drive, Y Racer, Cam and Nicola out of the race so far. We got Skill, Chopper, Nils, Ritson, Toey, Robo, Ryan, and Joe, who both crashed on the first lap.
A lot of retirements.
Yeah.
And we've got a lot of penalties as well. So the order may not be like this. It may change. But in particular, the top lot. So they got to be careful. Verstappen, I know, has got a few penalties as well. Warlock, he's gained around 2 seconds that sector. That is incredible.
2 seconds a lap quicker here. He's absolutely flying here. Meanwhile, Cam and Y-Race batting here. So Y-Race has been on those tyres for a long time. And Cam's going to come straight through. I doubt any real threat or any battle here. Cam up the inside straight away. Y-Race lets him go. Does not want to fight. He wants to try and get to the end. 15 seconds if he does have to pit, then, you know, that's going to be awkward. But I don't know how long Nicolo's been on those tyres. Quite a while, about 6-5 laps, I'd say. So, not too long. He could go to the end of the race if he can. But we'll find out in due course. Alberto getting caught by Mr. Sky now. So, Sky on those ultra soft tyres starting to come back through into this race as well. So, he's going to try and get past Alberto. I have to say, strong words going to be had after this between the two McLaren drivers, I'm afraid. But can't really put bars on the blame on Alberto. The lag bubble unfortunately struck again, was a bit too close to the rear end. And, well, what can you say, Jess, when that happened? It's just one of those things where
it can happen.
It happens sometimes.
It does, and sometimes it just happens as Mr. Sky and Beto are side by side.
What about it there?
Looks like Beto managed to hold on, but Mr. Sky is getting the switch back done. They're side by side again, and Mr. Sky takes the position very cleanly there on those ultra soft tyres. That's definitely helped him. He's on newer tyres and on softer tyres. He's up into P4 now, but he's a bit too further back to catch a Jay Carty at the moment, but he's still got to try and hold on to the fourth. It's not going to be over yet to see if he can try and keep fourth place. Another time penalty for Y Racer, so and that 2, so roughly about 2-3 seconds, I believe, or it might be 1. It might have been just popped on my screen twice for some weird reason, but I don't know. Chill Drive is around about 6/10 behind his teammate. I wonder what's going to happen. No, not his teammate, Rich, in the Williams, which has got some good results this season. In fact, has Chill Drive, very tight around entry actually, around.
Yeah, trying to take the karting line there, Jess, but just trying to seek out a Richard slower, and we believe Chill Drive should be able to get past pretty easily here on Rhett. But we'll find out. We've seen how hard it is to overtake some drivers, but with the pace advantage here, it doesn't seem too ludicrous that we're going to see an overtake very quickly. In fact, it almost runs into the back of the Williams there. You can almost taste the martini on the back of that, but I like a little bit of hype energy instead there. But I mean, that's my personal opinion. But anyway,
other energy drinks are available.
Yeah, you can have a Red Bull, but don't recommend a Red Bull. It's sugary. But let's see. He's going to try the inside. No, thinks better of it, and just sitting back as well, trying to find the position. You should try and get him down Raphael Boulevard here if he gets a good exit here, which he has done so. So now he'd expect to fly through here. It actually runs into the wall, actually. So well. Wants a good exit, but doesn't do the best. But let's see, down the straight to Rafa Boulevard. Rich is going to have to go defensive here. He's not going to go, so he's going to let him go up the inside and just go through then. So he doesn't want to fight him.
Nope, he doesn't. He Obviously, he's got a few penalties already. He doesn't want to get any more. Race has gone into the pits then. But I think he's going to comfortably stay in 10th due to the fact that Nicolo is a bit too fast. Nope, he's not. Racer is dropping down into 11th place. But he's not that far behind.
Coffee battling away here potentially. They're only a second apart. So these two drivers now closing up. So we've got so many battles going on in this motor race. It's absolutely incredible. The tyres are really going off. So some drivers taking the 2 stops like we feared. So we got Racer, Chill Drive and Mr. Sky all taking 2 stops. Of course, Chill Drive had to make an extra pit stop for a front ring change there as well. And well, what can you say is you're coming now on to lap 25 for your leader. He has got everything to win. 14 seconds up the road, but he wants to be careful. He doesn't want to push those tyres too hard. He's pushing extremely hard. He carefully doesn't want to get a puncture here in the last stage of this race.
Yeah, and yeah, Racer, how's he going to manage to get this? And Nicolo 3-second time penalty. So that's not going to help him whatsoever. I think it's his second penalty of the race then. So it's a bit cautious if he wants to get these points, but he's still on track, which I think is possibly a miracle for him. But saying no more, as Jay Carty around about 5/10 behind Verstappen now. But Verstappen, I think, has got more penalties than Jay Carty, so that's why I think he's not pushing that much. Rich 1.7 seconds behind Chill Drive at the moment. I can't call it at the moment, but Warlock is definitely on course to win this race if he conserves his tyres a little bit too much. He can afford to right now because he's 14 seconds down the road at the moment. I do believe Warlock's got no penalties, so he is around, I think due to the penalties Verstappen's got, he's around about 18 seconds clear at the moment, so definitely in a good position as
well, if you look at it, Jess, actually, if Warlock wants to, he can make another pit stop. It's audacious if his tyres does go off and chuck on the hypers and just go balls for it and just try and overtake these guys. So he's got such a lead right now. He could do another pit stop, and I doubt he will, of course. But the options there for tyres are going off that badly because he's got 15 seconds right now. He's ahead of Verstappen and Carthy, who look like they're about to have a battle here. 6 tenths between them, so it's not without the realms of possibility.
Nope, it's not. It is not over for Warlock. He could do whatever strategy he wants and possibly still come out on top due to the penalties, as the Ferrari driver's got a 3-second time penalty. Time penalties are flying here in Singapore. Jay Carty, I do believe, has got the DRS on that straight. He's going to try and make a move side by side going at the moment.
Can he do it? Squeezes him wide. Now through he goes. He's got the inside, but the Renault's going to come back at him there. Thinks about it. Nothing he can do because the exit speed is just not on his favour. And now Verstappen, those tyres look very much like they're going after their front already. So those tyres are going off a lot more than Carthy there. So Verstappen, we saw earlier on stuck in that train. Carthy was not. And now it's come back to bite them, hasn't it, Jess? Because look at those front tyres. They do look very unhealthy.
And don't forget, Verstappen had an incident and had to pit quite early on. So are those soft tyres going to manage to the end? He possibly may have to pit again. Whereas Jay Carty, he can comfortably go to the end of this race with the soft tyres still on. So Jay Carty could get that podium that he wants. He is also a contender for the championship, even though he doesn't think he is. He still is at the moment. Verstappen's still trying to close in as well. Gaps for the rest of the field, separated by about between 1 to 5 seconds. Chill Drive trying to close into Carmez after that trouble, so anything can happen. So
well, looking at this, Jess, actually as well, Mr. Sky is actually closing up to Verstappen as well. I've only noticed it. Only 1.8 seconds.
Wow.
So on these ultra soft tyres, and he was about 16 seconds behind him about 6 or 7 laps ago, so he's absolutely flying as well. So this is absolutely incredible pace from the ultra soft tyres right now. So it shows to me that the ultras have come to life in the latter stage of this race, and now look at the leader. He's got the gap now to pit if he needs it with 3 laps to go.
Yeah, 3 laps to go of this highly crazy Grand Prix with loads of battles already. To be honest, Singapore always brings some crazy battles.
Drive as well, trying to get past Carl Metz. That's from the battle for 6th position here. Don't expect to see too much of a fight here between the Ferrari, but up the inside goes Chill Drive there on the brakes. Easy stuff there. The Ferrari actually keeps it there slow, so fair play. Cole's been really good on the brakes there. Both the Ferraris have in this race, but runs a bit too deep into the next corner. Children says, thank you very much, Sunshine. I'll have that position.
Yep, he is on a mission, but I think they didn't have to fight that much due to them both having penalties, so that is why they're keeping it cautious at the moment.
And now, fourth and third battle together. So he said he's catching quickly. It was about 2 seconds. Now it's 0 seconds. Now it's only 4/10, so he's right with him now. So expect to see, let's see, Williams versus Renault. Williams-Renault battle then. So it's the battle of who's got the bigger guts then? Is it the Works Renault or is it the Works Williams team? So it's just the default Williams team. It's not really a Works team, of course, but
a Mercedes engine.
Let's find out. Yeah, the Mercedes engine versus the Renault Works factory team then. Let's find out. Expect to see Verstappen, he's struggling a little bit, of course. Those tyres are dead. You could see how he's losing the lead, but really Carpy's under pressure as well here from Mr. Sky. Let's find out though. Gets a horrible exit here, and Verstappen already under pressure. Now let's see. Mr. Sky's just going to take it easily here. Take the undercut strategy then. Try and find an opportunity. Come through then. Down into Raphael Boulevard. They go side by side. Through he goes. The Williams now pulls alongside the Renault. Is he going to try on the brakes? Tries it, but nothing he can do then. So Sky now up into P3 then. In the Williams. Easy does. And that is the end of that battle then. And now Sky's now going to try and challenge Carpy for P2. And that'll be an astonishing achievement.
That will be. And the ones who usually crash, some of them, are still in this Grand Prix. So why people are not crashing in Singapore and crashing in Italy, I don't know. Carmed's crashed in lap 2 in Italy, and he's still in this race. So he's probably finding Singapore a bit more easier than some of the tracks due to the fact that it is quite tight entry at times and that he's getting a bit more cautious at the moment. So I do believe Warlock's definitely in a position now to pit, like you said. He's 20 seconds down the line. He can go on Seb Ivers, but I think it's a little bit too late to do so. So he's going to go on the Ultras to the end of this race. He can do it. Another person on the Ultras is Mr. Sky as well.
Chance, Jess, but I mean, if you look now, Mr. Sky's going quick, so it's all about risk versus opportunities. Joe Drive gets a 5-second stop-go penalty there. Meanwhile, the battle for 10th position, the battle for the last point is on, and that is Y Racer and Nicolo. So let's see what happens between those two in a brief moment. But
Y Racer's gained a lot of time there.
Yeah, he's catching quite quickly now. We're looking at the top guys as well. Only 9 attempts between them, and that is, second and third. The lead now 22 and a bit seconds up the road nearly. So all looks to be good for Warlock with an astonishing victory if he can do the next 3 and a bit laps. I hope Nicolo can keep this position. I'd love to see him get.
That would be amazing.
Get some points this season.
I think the whole ILR chat on YouTube will be crazy if he gets that point, and probably us in the commentary box as well. So I don't know what's going to happen here. He's the only person in ILR in all the tiers in PS4 to not get a point. Every single driver in ILR on PS4 has got a point except him. So keeping our fingers crossed that he gets a point. Because remember, if you're watching ILR3 in Britain, Paul did get that first point, and I think pretty much the chat was screaming. So I wonder if the chat's going to scream there, but we're not going to get our hopes up too much because Y Racer is catching.
Low penalties wise, they're pretty even on penalties, Jess. So anything can happen, but they're just coming down towards turn 1 now. So let's see if anything changes. Top second and third are battling as well, but let's have a quick check around then. Nicolo versus Y Racer. DRS on the Toro Rosso. A little bit too far back, I feel, then, to challenge. Nicolo low, kind of weaving there. He says, don't try it. I want the point. And he's keeping it with all his might. He's on those tyres, old dying tyres, so he's saying. Quite a while. Now they've got the top 2. They're closing together as well. Carthy versus Sky. And all of a sudden, now Sky is an opportunity to try and take second with 2 laps to go then. Here in the beautiful Marina-based circuit, he gets a penalty, actually.
Mr. Sky, no, don't get a penalty at these last few laps of the race. No, that's going to cost you a lot.
That's going to cost him, but he's still got an opportunity. If you get past Carthy, he also has a penalty. We'll see if he can try and pull a gap there. But just look, 21 seconds. The leader's going slowly here, Jess. He's starting to drop pace a bit now. It's evened out now, so about 21 seconds, but luckily he could have really afford about 4 tenths of, well, he could really just drop a whole half a minute nearly,
Yeah,
and
he
come out
can.
nearly ahead, or 20 seconds really, and he'll come out ahead, but let's hope not. And off has gone the Toro Rosso. I think he's tapped the wall there.
Oh, no.
Rye Racer, he drops back a little bit, so Nicolo, he's just there. He's lapped, I think. Is he nearly lapped? So they're just ahead of the lap point.
Rye Racer's gaining though. He is gaining quite a lot, so, and I do see Warlock in the background, so, and Rye Racer another penalty, so that is pretty much game over for Rye Racer unless he can get that overtake done. He's got to do it. He must do it, Rye Racer, to be honest. He's having a bit of bad luck, so if he just gets it together, he can possibly do that overtake on track and get the P10 that he needs, but I think driver of the day at the moment has got to be Warlock at the moment. He's didn't start from pole, start on the soft. Even Evil did predict that Warlock was going to be interesting to watch. And look at him. He started on the soft, and he's in the lead, and he was in the lead. I thought he was going to drop down position due to it, but he didn't. He dropped the gap to around about 20 seconds.
Here, closing up here and trying to attack Carthy still. I don't think he's close enough. I think his tyres have gone too off, Jess, to really attack right now. But Leader's just got a couple of corners to go. He's just coming out of the Allington Bridge right now. He's just coming down, passing Chopper, that is, you can see on your screen. And second and third still trying. They're still attacking each other, but it looks to me that Carthy's just going to get the position here in the end. It looks like he's just maintained the tyres well enough here to keep ahead of Mr. Sky. But coming through now, the last couple of corners, he's got one left, a couple of rights, and a couple more lefts to go then. Into the left, into the right, then into the right. Again, double left-hander coming up after this, then a triple left, so I say. He took the lead in the pit stops. He stayed there from the lead. And who could have believed it on an audacious strategy? Warlock wins the Singapore Grand Prix from out of nowhere then. And now we take our attention to second and third. Who's it going to be? Carthy or Sky? It looks like Carthy's just got it right now then, as he comes under the bridge then in front of the marina then. Nicolo gets a penalty.
It's even Stevens for Ray Racer.
Jay Carthy then, he's going to finish in P2 then, Mr. Sky in P3, so Carthy second, Sky is third, Verstappen in P4, sorry, say Herberto, he's coming through the last couple of corners then, P5 in the McLaren. Had contact with his teammate, controversially though. P5 for him, chill drive, a recovery drive from him there. He's going to finish in P6 it looks like then. Actually no, P7 then is chill. Cole gets P6 then. Ritz is going to cross the line and he's going to finish in P.
Well, Rye Racer's got the move on Nicolo and hold on, sorry,
down and now.
Side by side. Rye Racer's got the speed then. So, looks like a chance. This was long gone for the points for Nicolo, unfortunately, but he's not giving up. You say that, though,
but he's going to come back at it. He's going to dive bomb in here, Jess. Let's see. He's going to go down the inside either way. He's had enough of it. He's going down the inside in the 5 seconds. Stop, apparently.
It's gone.
It's all gone wrong. He slides out wide, and he's going attack. He hits him into the wall. He goes on the last thing. That's all gone wrong. Cam finishes P9. Rye Race is going to finish in P10 there.
That is Nicolo, a shame.
Again, he's got a puncture it looks like as well. He's going to finish in P11. He's not done it. He is absolutely gutted. Crosses the line and so disappointed there. P11.
Yeah, it is a shame to be honest.
But what a race for Warlock. Your race winner then. Absolutely sensational drive from start to finish. And well, what can you say? The Alfa Romeo driver takes the victory in front of an adoring crowd then. He wins here in Singapore.
Like I said, fantastic drive from him, and also well on to Mr. Sky and Jay Carty as well on the podium. So a mixture of podium teams, a lot of teams represented today, which is good to see. Nicolo was just so close to getting that point, but that last mistake just wasn't there, and he has to wait another race, unfortunately, to get that point. But here are your standings then. Warlock with the win, Jay Carty in P2, Mr. Sky in P3, Verstappen managed to get those tyres to the end, ever so just though, in 4th. Roberto in 5th, Carmez in 6th, Rich in 7th, Chill Drive in 8th, Cam K in 9th. Nicolo gets the final point, and I think I think it would have been, he would have got it anyway, even if Nicolo got that, didn't get that 5-second penalty. With Chopper, Skylo, Niels, Ritson, Coley, Robo, Jeep, Ryan Bay and Joe unfortunately not being able to make it to the end of the Grand Prix. That was chaos and absolutely insane. Verstappen in the chat saying that he was struggling to make it towards the end, and absolutely crazy, but that's why I like commentating on ILR4, because it definitely does bring interesting strategies indeed, and Warlock just played it very well. So
yeah,
the driver of the day
took an audacious strategy and it played off, didn't it? And well, in final words, Jess, I have to say, an absolutely brilliant drive from the field. Contact and drama ups and downs you've often seen this season, but it was a shock victory from the Dutchman there, Warlock, to take victory in Singapore, doing what Max Verstappen's done a few times before, making tyres last in a strategy that was obviously the one we weren't expecting to do, but absolutely sensational drive from start to finish. And well, next week, which will be at Suzuka if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know, I'm not quite sure. I think might be in Suzuka, but I'll double check. But Suzuka is a fan favourite, so should be interesting, and a driver favourite for some people as well. But I enjoyed Singapore. It was the longest race on the calendar, but certainly one of the greatest in ILR. And make sure you do join us for Xbox tiers tomorrow at 7:30, and also ILR 1 and 2 PS4 on Sunday night at 5:30 and at 7. So more ILR action still to come at Singapore if you haven't had enough of us. But until then, I've been JessGame95, Evil's been Evil Dragon XXL, and we will see you next Thursday, same time, same place at 8 PM. Have a good evening, everybody. Safe trip. Good night.